everyone. I am so excited to talk to Alyssa McKay today. I've been talking to her over the last month, and I've really enjoyed getting to know her. I hope you're excited to hear what she has to say. We're going to talk all things TikTok. If you have questions, please leave those questions for us um, in the question box, in the question tab. I hope I'm not sounding repetitive, but Alyssa, welcome.
Hi.
Okay, let's dive into our first question. I think people want to know. Our viewers are curious to know a little bit about you. Can you tell us a bit about how you joined TikTok and got started?
Yeah, so I joined TikTok in 2018 when I was a senior in high school, but back then it was Musically and it was like completely different content, like a completely different platform. And then I think within like 6 months, it switched over to TikTok.
Oh, awesome. Cool. So what interested you about the app?
Um, I've always been like super into video creation specifically, and it was kind of like an outlet for me. Like ever since I was a kid, I used to like make like little music videos and put them up on YouTube and stuff. And I don't know, in high school, like I had friends, but I didn't have like a lot of friends, and I didn't really have a way to like express my feelings. I felt like 'cause I didn't really talk to a lot of people about that, and so like creating videos on the app was kind of how I expressed myself and relieved like a lot of like the stresses that were on me.
What can you kind of describe some of the content that you create?
Like now, currently.
The video content you're creating now.
So video content I'm creating now, I guess I'd consider myself a little bit of a rapper. I make like these little like 30 to 45 second like raps. Not actually trying to be a rapper for the record, but I kind of started off like I don't want to say dissing, but kind of like like holding like these influencers accountable for things such as like partying during the pandemic and just things like that I'm like, that's not okay because there's so many young impressionable kids on that app, and I kind of wanted like a fun way to like educate people. So I do that, and then I also have a character I play, and she's like I call her like the rich girl character, and she's very like sassy and snobby, and she's like the daughter of a billionaire, and I do like little rap videos in her character as well sometimes.
Oh yeah, no, I know people love those videos. Why don't let's show the audience what one of those rap videos looks like. We pulled a couple, and I'm sure people want to see what they look like.
Okay.
Oh my god, have you been reading all the comments?
Yeah.
Everyone thinks that I'm such a clout chaser.
Really?
Funny thing is, before all of this, I had a platform without being a hater.
Oh my
Hey
God.
guys, I missed you and I really had no clue I'd be making another video, but hey, what's new? A trip to Mexico is not how I view social distancing.
But they did it too.
Doesn't matter, can you think for yourself? Or do you prefer putting your brain on a shelf?
Idiot.
You have an obligation because of your occupation to set a good example. Staying home would be ample.
Yep.
Holding people accountable is not being hateful, but I just really love to see these people acting grateful. Love and positivity is always what they teach, but now it's time for them to practice what they preach. I don't care if you're my friend, that doesn't change the fact that you need to be responsible and learn how to act. Taking selfies on the beach while people are dying within reach. You seriously look up to them, it really makes you think. You may think you're safe, traveling's what you crave, but I can promise you this, I will never miss.
Good luck.
That was great. Well, okay. So what I've noticed about some of your videos, a lot of them, is that you, like you mentioned, you hold people accountable. You bring relevant issues to the forefront. What compels you to want to do that? Why do you talk about these things?
I think it stems a lot of from a lot of my own like personal frustration with a lot of like what's going on. Especially with the pandemic. My mom, she works at the hospital, and so we've always been like really careful. Like I don't really go and hang out with friends a whole lot. Like I stay home, I work from home, I do school from home. And there's like a lot of people I know, and 99% of them are influencers, and they're traveling to LA and partying and doing things that is just really selfish, and it just frustrates me, and it's hard seeing like their fan base like defend them, and nobody seems to like be doing anything about it, and they're still being sponsored by all these brands, and I'm like, why? Like they're so, it's, I don't know, it's just really frustrating when people are so careless. And so I feel like it's something that I need to talk about.
I think it's smart that you're taking that responsibility and holding the people accountable and educating your audience.
Yeah.
So I imagine, we have some newbies to TikTok in the audience who want to know more about the app. Can you kind of walk us through some of your creative process for creating content?
Yeah. So I actually have this little notebook. And I physically write down like all my little raps in here. And I guess I'll just talk about like the raps, since that's mainly I put stuff out. Like I wake up every day and that's like what I'm focused on creating. I don't know. It just kind of comes to me. It's kind of weird. It's hard to explain. I've like tried helping my friends do it, and I'm like, I don't know, because I've actually never even really been good at like writing. Like I wanted to be a musician when I was younger, and I could not write songs to save my life. But I don't know. This just kind of comes to me. I think it's because I'm passionate about it. So I'm sorry. I know that doesn't really answer the question.
No. Do you want to talk a little bit about what it's like making a video, what you do?
Yeah, so when I make a video, I sit down and I find like a beat that I like, and I'm like, okay, this works. And they're typically like very bouncy. Like they have like a lot of like musical theater elements in them. And I have a musical theater background, so that's like just easiest for me to work with. So I always find like a kind of a bouncy, playful beat, and then I sit down and I just listen to it over and over and over and over. And I kind of already like have in my head, I want to make a song, a rap about this. I want to make a video about this. And I just sit down and I have two sides. I have like my right side of the page that has all my lyrics, and the left side I write down all my ideas that I want to talk about, like all the key points and like all like my little rhymey words, and I put them together. So sorry, it's super windy. If you hear banging, it's because there's the gate banging against my wall. And then I just kind of go from there. I just write, and then after I write it, I record it through TikTok on my iPhone, and then I lip sync over like the beat, so it looks very professional and clean, and then I put the closed captioning up on the screen, and yeah, that's pretty much the process. It takes like maybe an hour to do, like total an hour and a half.
That's surprising. That's surprising that it seems that short. I feel like a video would take me a day or two or three, but it comes naturally to you. That's awesome.
Yeah.
So this is what I thought this was a pretty cool stat. You have more followers than Jimmy Fallon on TikTok. What secrets can you share that helped you grow your platform?
If you want to grow, my biggest thing is consistency, especially with TikTok, because like I know there's like other apps like Instagram and things like that where people are like, oh, don't post multiple times a day, like you're not supposed to do that, so everyone kind of has that ingrained in their head. But with TikTok, it's like imperative that you post like minimum one time a day, every single day. But I like to post 1 to 3 times. I aim more for 3. Sometimes I go a little crazy. I post like maybe 5 to 10 if I have a lot of videos that I want to share. But I think consistency is the number one thing. And then also finding your niche. It's really hard because I did start the app in 2018 and I didn't really know what I was doing. I was just kind of doing things, whatever. But in my following, I grew a following, but it was really slow and steady. Like I gained 2 million. I only jumped from 2 million to 6 million the past 2 months. And I've been on the app since 2018. It's because I really found my thing. So I think if you have something, even if you're like afraid to share it, like you're like, oh, I don't know, like maybe you're like, oh, I'm really good at knitting and I like making knitting tutorials, but I don't think anyone's gonna watch that. Like put it up anyway, because there's gonna be a fan base for that, and you're gonna be known for that, and that's how you grow, is by having a very specific niche and then consistently posting in your niche.
Mm-hmm. And what would you say I think I know what your niche is. I think your audience knows what your niche is, but
yeah,
it's your rich girl.
Yeah. Just rapping. I've been doing these like rap battles with my friends, which it's all consented. People are like, oh my God, she's starting drama. I'm like, no. We talked about this. We talked about our little rap battle, but I've been doing rap battles with my friends. So yeah, I'm kind of just known for like rapping, I guess, on TikTok.
That's awesome. So last year you were working, in the beginning of the year, you were working at a frozen yogurt joint. And by the summer, you were able to quit your job and work full-time as a TikTok influencer.
Yeah.
You project that you'll make $100,000 next year. That's amazing. How do you make money as a TikToker?
So when I first quit my job, I was relying on like live stream. So I would live stream like 2 hours a day, and you get like donations, you get gifts and stuff from your fans on live. And that's what I was doing for a while. I honestly hated it. I love live streaming and talking to my supporters, but like live streaming, because like, oh, I have to, for my job to like pay my bills. It was just like, I was like, oh, I don't want to do that. But that is one way you can make, that is a stream of income. And that's like a stream of income that I used for a few months. But now my streams of income come from like song promotions, like, like different labels will be like, oh, I want to promote my artist songs. So we're going to pay like influencers to use their song. And here's the creative and, the brief of what you're supposed to do. So that's a really good way to make money. Another way, obviously, brand deals. Brands will reach out to you and they're like, oh, promote our product or our app, and you promote them. Other ways, I don't use this, but there's affiliate links where every, like, you promote a product, and then every single time someone buys that product using your link, you get a percentage of the payment. But I would say, yeah, those are like the main ways. It's just it's honestly, you're advertising. Like you're kind of like like salesmen. They knock on your door, but you page and you use some of your page for like ad space and promote products or songs or brands, and yeah.
Do you have any advice for someone wanting to market themselves?
Like someone that's like a new influencer,
Mm-hmm.
like for example.
Yeah.
Yeah.
TikTok, maybe.
I would say don't when you're starting out, a lot of brands, like even now, a lot of brands try and lowball me and be like, post about us and we'll just send you like free clothes or whatever. And I'm like, dude, like, but I say like when you're first starting out, like let's say you like once you like hit 100K, you can already start, profiting and making money, because there are they're called micro influencers, and micro influencers are really valuable because since the prices, like the rates for larger influencers are so large, typically a lot of brands go straight to micro influencers and pay a bunch of micro influencers instead of like a few large influencers. So I would just say make sure you have a rate in mind. It's really easy. You could just look up like, how much money should I be making on TikTok if I have this many followers? That's literally what I did. And I was like, okay, this is my rate. And I think the golden rule is like $1,000 per million that you have on TikTok. For a promotion, give or take, a lot of brands are going to do lower, some will do higher. So you just kind of judge based off of the brand. Like if Adidas comes to you and is like, oh, we want to promote you, they can pay, your rate. But if it's like a small boutique, then, you can kind of decide. But I would just say know your rates and don't let brands step on you, because sometimes they will try and, take advantage of the fact that influencing is so new and there isn't like a rhythm or rhyme to it. Every influencer is different. Does that answer the question?
Oh, totally.
Okay.
Thank you. So you also have Instagram and YouTube accounts. What advice would you give to somebody who wants to create content on a multi-platform scale?
Yeah, so definitely take advantage of, if there's anything that's like a short form video platform, like if you're creating on TikTok and like, for example, like Snapchat just released Spotlight, right? And you scroll all the way to the right, like on the very side, there's like something you could scroll through and it's videos. Just utilize every platform that's out there and you can recycle the same content. Like, if you have like a video that did super well on TikTok, download that video or screen record it before you post it so you don't have like the watermark. But a good way so you don't get the watermark, save your TikTok as a live video photo and then turn the live photo to a video and just crop out the little tag at the bottom. Because if you post it with the tag on other platforms, it won't do well because it knows that it's a cross-platform video, if that makes sense. But take your videos that do well on other platforms and put it on like Instagram Reels, You don't necessarily have to make specific content for Instagram, specific content for Snapchat, because they're all heading in the direction. They're all competing with TikTok. Snapchat's competing with TikTok. Instagram is. That's what Spotlight and Reels are for. YouTube is going to be competing with TikTok here soon too, you know? So it's very much just see what works for you and put that on all of your other platforms, and then people will organically start following you because they get to know you. Does that, like, people are following my Instagram because they're like, oh, I love her rich girl rap, so I'm gonna go follow her Instagram, which I don't post them on my Instagram anymore, but I used to, and that's how I was garnering a following over on Instagram at the same time as TikTok.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. There is an art and a balance to it all.
Yeah.
It really seems like it's a full-time job and you're constantly working. Does it ever get tiring or overwhelming for you?
Definitely not tiring. I for sure love what I do. I do get overwhelmed sometimes because I have a planner. I have to have a physical planner, write everything out, or else I will forget. Like, I will forget to film a draft for a promo, or I'll forget to do a promo altogether. And I'm like, oh my God, I have a deadline. And, you know, so it is overwhelming at times, but I wouldn't trade it for anything, you know, because I love working from home. And I love what I do. Like, I'm so passionate about it. I'd be doing all this anyway, even if I had to work another job, you know, to sustain myself. But I am super grateful that I get to do what I do. But it is overwhelming at times, especially since, like, your whole life's on the internet. Like, it's not just like, oh, you clock out and then, you know, you're home and you don't think about it. It's like I'm constantly getting comments about what I post or what I'm doing, or, you know what I mean? So it's like you never really stop working, but it is really rewarding. So at the end of the day, for me personally, I find it worth it, at least in this point in my life.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. Well, let's segue to watching another one of Alyssa's TikTok videos. This will transition nicely into our discussion about the future of the app.
Yeah.
Have you guys been watching the debates lately?
Duh.
Yeah, I know, they're like totally heated. I'm sorry, you don't watch them? If you're not watching, you're uneducated. I just turned 18 and I don't know how to vote. I don't know how to register, even where to go. I don't really know much about either side.
Yeah.
Listen, I hear this all the time. Learning how to vote is really not that hard.
Really?
One quick Google search and you've got to start.
Okay.
If you don't know who to vote for, that's alright. Allow me to give you some insight. Joe believes in climate change. Trump does not now. Doesn't that sound a little bit odd? Trump really told, and I can't lie, white supremacists to stand down and stand by. Change starts with us, that's not hard to see. I want someone in office for the people, not money. Now, if that doesn't persuade you, if you want to keep TikTok, vote blue.
Awesome. I just we have about just 10 more minutes here, maybe a little bit less. I want to make sure we're getting questions in from the audience. So if you have a question for Alyssa, make sure you send it into the question tab, and we will get to that in just a few minutes. But yeah, Alyssa, I want to know, there was concern that Trump was going to ban the app, and that's now in a little bit of that's in limbo. Also, you know, he won't be in office come next year. What do you know about the status of the future of the app?
If I'm being completely honest, I really don't know. Even my manager's kind of like, who's like an insider with TikTok, he's like, girl, I really don't know what's going on either. Obviously, with Biden in office, hopefully, as long as, you know, everything goes right, you know, I don't think TikTok will really be at jeopardy. Like I said in our interview previously, that there's really truly no national security concerns with TikTok. It was just, you know, Trump's little thing, because for anybody that would be worried about it, all of like the US users like database stuff was stored in Singapore, which wasn't affected by like the new media laws that China was rolling out, which is why Trump was concerned, but it didn't actually affect the data of American users, only Chinese users and any other users that are stored in China, which US data is stored in Singapore. And I think they're working on bringing it over to the US. And I think they like tried to sell TikTok to Oracle and Walmart, believe it or not, and all of these other things. But as of right now, I think that TikTok is pretty secure. The her name is, I can't remember her name, but she's the new CEO of TikTok, Vanessa. She said that TikTok is here to stay, and I feel much more confident now that he was voted out of office. So,
what are your hopes for the future of the app and for your platform?
I don't know. I genuinely love TikTok as it is. There's definitely like things internally that can be worked on. I think that there's some issues with TikTok regarding like people's videos getting taken down and like biases within the algorithm and platform just in general. But besides that, I think that TikTok is a really, really, really great community. I met my boyfriend, my long-term boyfriend, through TikTok. A lot of my friends in my close circle I met through TikTok. Obviously, my passion and my career stems from joining TikTok. So I don't know. I love it. I absolutely love the platform and the community from there.
What are your goals in the coming year for your platform?
Well, my goal was to hit 5 million, but I hit 6 million. So I guess my goal for 2021 is to hit 10 million on TikTok and maybe 1 million on Instagram. I don't know. I'm just throwing numbers out there. I'll be fine if I don't, but that would be pretty cool.
That's awesome. And what are your plans for the next year? You know, do you have anything lined up? Are there people you want to collaborate with?
Yeah, definitely. I'm actually moving into my first apartment in like 10 days, and I'm going to be grinding and just working a lot more, pushing out as much content as I can. Once COVID dies down, I really want to travel to LA because I do, as you can see, I'm doing like rap battles with my friends, and that's kind of like a COVID friendly way of collabing with creators right now, you know, because distance. But I do hope to travel to LA once COVID is everyone's safe, and collabing with some of my friends and creators.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Well, okay, so I know you're also an actress, and I think that comes into play with your TikTok videos. You play a character. Can you talk a little bit about your acting and how you've meshed that with your TikTok brand?
Yeah, I think it's nice to have like the background in acting, just because since I do play a character when I do my rap videos, it's nice because it's really believable. Like people literally will watch my like rich girl videos where I'm very snobby and da da da. I have rich parents, and they're like, I bet she's like this in her life. And I'm like, you know what? I'm actually not mad at that comment because my acting was good enough to convince you of that. So I definitely think like having a background in acting is really important in the entertainment industry, no matter what you do, because, you know, there is some level of acting when you're doing anything, like when you're on camera, like, you know, people can say constantly, like, I'm exactly like how I am on camera, like I am off camera, but that can't be true because everyone puts on a face, you know, even if you're not an actor, you're like when you're doing an interview or like when you're meeting your boyfriend's parents versus when you're with your friends or with your parents, like, you know, so I don't know. I think having the background in acting is really helpful. And it kind of allowed me to like express myself because, you know, obviously it's really hard to like book like movies or TV shows. So like I'm still able to like put my acting out there on a platform without like having to be cast. Makes sense.
Yeah. What is something you would want your audience to know that they don't probably know about you?
I don't know. I would say that, you know, anything's possible, you know, even with adversity. Like, you know, I was still am a foster youth. Like I went into foster care when I was 9, and I'm out of foster care when I turned 21, which I turned 21 in January. And, you know, it was really hard. And, you know, my childhood was really hard. And, you know, statistically, you know, I shouldn't have graduated high school. Statistically, I shouldn't be in college. I'm currently a junior at PSU, and I'm pursuing a BA in communications. And obviously, like, I already have a career, like, lined up for me. And I personally, you know, I feel like I've been very successful given like what was thrown my way growing up. And so I would just say that, you know, with hard work and dedication, like really anything's possible, and that you shouldn't ever let adversities like stop you from achieving goals and pursuing your dreams.
What I'm seeing some questions are rolling in from the audience. why did you choose, this is one question. Why did you choose TikTok over other platforms like
Honestly,
Snapchat, Instagram?
yeah. I think it's because TikTok was very unique in the way that it was comparable to Vine, which Vine is obviously, like Vine's no longer a thing. Like Instagram didn't have a short form option. Snapchat wasn't like didn't have Spotlight until like 3 weeks ago, 2 weeks ago. It was really the only short form video app that I could find that was popular in the US and was actually being used widely in the US. And I think that that's why, because I always was wanting to create video content. YouTube is really, really, really hard to like get your face out there like by yourself without like any help, So, and I just thought it was a good opportunity. And once I started posting videos, people were like, tons of people were following me out of nowhere, and I was like, whoa, people like my stuff. So I kind of just stuck with it.
Yeah, yeah. Well, Alyssa, we are about to wrap up. I guess one final kind of question is, well, yeah, we have a few, but what did you first notice help grow your platform when you started? Like what helped grow your platform? People want to know like how they can start and what might get them off the ground.
Yeah. I would say when you're first starting, really pay attention to your For You page and what's trending, because TikTok is automatically going to boost that. Like how the algorithm works, if you're using audios that you're seeing like if you see an audio more than 5 to 10 times on your For You page, use it. See a trend more than 5 to 10 times, do it. And when you get a lead, like your video most likely will blow up. And then I would say when you first start out, don't already have a niche, stick with what's trending, keep doing that. And then as you like interact with your fans and look at what they're commenting, because they're going to tell you what they like. They're going to be like, I like when you do these videos, or da 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 da, and start doing those. And even if they're slow at first, keep working at it. Or even if you're like embarrassed to post it, like just do it. Because I was so embarrassed to post a rap on TikTok. I was so embarrassed, but I did it. And it works, So even things that aren't your niche. I was not a rapper before this, just try things. See what people want to see. Like, people will tell you what they want to see from you, and just try it out. And you'll find something that works and that people like.
Well, Alyssa, I think you have given some amazing advice today, some really cool tips and tricks. I've loved learning more about you over the last month. I'm sure those who have tuned in today would say the same. They've learned some new facts about you. Where can people find you before we close?
Yeah. So my Instagram and my TikTok is just Alyssa McKay with 3 Y's at the end. So McKay, Y. And then my email is just Alyssa Lynn, LYNN, business@gmail.com.
Well, thank you so much, Alyssa. It has been a pleasure. I hope you take care and have a good rest of your day.
Thank you. You too. Bye.